What's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be making this bad boy. It's a rustic Tiffany blue sign for a ranch. So stick with us. So we've seen this type thing done before. A lot of you guys have actually done it, but we've never done it. So I got a call from a guy a few days ago, wanted something. His farm name is Tiffany Farms and he wanted it Tiffany blue. There's some copyright issues with that. So he said get it as close as you can. So we're trying something new today. Let's get started.
So I started off carving at 1/8 of an inch with the profile bit. These have some really thin lines, so I wanted to start pretty shallow to make sure I didn't make them fatter than I wanted them. So once I got the outline done on all the lettering and the logo at 1/8 of an inch, I dropped the profile down to 1/4 of an inch and went over everything again. I wanted to make sure that my carving was nice and deep, and also that there's plenty of room to take the 90-degree bit in there and get out all of the excess. So now that the hard part is done, all I have to do is take my 90-degree bit at 1/4 of an inch and go in and remove the rest of the wood. The only thing about this is you want to make sure you don't nick the edges that you already carved, because it's going to make it look kind of funky and you're going to have to go in and fix it. I wanted kind of a soft rustic edge on this with rounded corners, so I used a 120 grit disc on the random orbital and just kind of rounded everything down a little bit. Made it look kind of random, and it turned out pretty cool. Now that the carving's done, I want to spray everything with our black primer. You really don't want to overspray, but because this has such thin lines, I want to make sure I get plenty of black in there. So I'm kind of towing the line on overspraying a little bit.
Alright guys, so this is where we're doing things a little bit differently. I'm not going to sand this off yet. What I'm going to do is put 2 or 3 coats of clear over the carving. And then we're going to sand it off. And you'll see why here in just a minute. Alright guys, so we got this thing carved, we got it sprayed black, and we have a clear coat over that. Now, I sanded all of the clear coat off and the black, because what we're going to do now is we're going to paint the whole thing blue. It's not Tiffany blue because that's copywritten or patented or whatever. We can't do that, but it's pretty close. And we're going to make this thing look really rustic. Once we're done with the blue, we're going to throw some white over it and sand it off. So let's get started. Alright guys, so we got all the blue and all the white painted. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take 120 grit disc and put it on the random orbital, and I'm going to sand this thing off until I think it looks right. This is kind of abstract a little bit, so we're just going to get it to where we think it looks good. So also, I took some of the primer and I touched up the black. I just sprayed it in a little Dixie cup with a real thin paintbrush and touched up the black. Might have a little bit more to do, but I'm not sure yet. So let's get sanding. All right, guys, there we go. So I think it looks pretty cool. I think this is exactly what the guy wanted. We are gonna put a few coats of Czar polyurethane water-based on here, and this is gonna be an exterior sign. So I gotta go in, touch up a little bit of the black real quick, then we're gonna seal it.
All right, folks, so we have the Czar water-based exterior polyurethane. I have thinned it 20%. I always strain it before I use it, so I run it through a strainer, making sure it doesn't have any clumps. And again, I thinned it about 20%, something like that. Then it sprays really good out of this critter. Also, we've got it at about 50, 60 pounds, something like that, with the compressor. And I think we'll probably end up with about 4 or 5 coats on there. Give it a real nice sheen and a real nice cover. Make sure all of the areas are sealed up, and then we'll be good to go. So I guess we'll come back and show you when it's all done.
All right, so there it is, guys. So looking back, I probably would have done a few things different. I would have sanded a little bit more. There's some spots that I'm not 100% happy with, but all in all, I think it came out pretty good, especially for our first time doing this. I'll be giving this to this guy here in the next few days. Hopefully he likes it. So as always, guys, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. If you watch us at all, subscribe so we don't feel like we're just getting taken advantage of. All right, guys, we'll see you on the next one. Bye.